so excited, of course, to talk to you a little bit more about Instagram today and about stories. So many people are like, okay, why should I use stories? What are the stories? I don't really get it. And I get you. I was not an early adopter to stories. I thought it was an additional thing. It was going to be so stressful, but it is a lot of fun. So I want to share with you, and I'm so excited that I now see the benefit in stories that I didn't see right away. So learn from me and jump on the story bandwagon right now. And let me tell you a little bit of why I think stories are so impactful for your yoga business account on Instagram. The first and best thing that I can say is that it is a great place to show off your personality. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in the perfect picture or, the grid on Instagram that we kind of don't show our personality as much. I have personally worked really, really hard to focus more on my personality, even in my pictures. So I use funny faces instead of just smiling ones, very posed ones, because that's more real life. But stories is where you can really show your personality. You can have a ton of fun. It doesn't have to be as picture perfect because of the grid. And on that note, it doesn't have to fit in your feed. Holy moly, there are so many things that I think of throughout my day of saying, oh, I wish I could show this, but it's not white in the background. Because all of my pictures have white in the background, and as you can imagine, life isn't all white and bright behind us. So there's so much that I can show in stories that I can't show on my feed, which is a ton of fun. And it's a fantastic way to test something because it goes away in 24 hours. So if you think, I want to test how people will react to this message, or I want to see if they actually want to see my class or whatever it is, you can test it and it goes away in 24 hours. You can even take it away right away if it's really uncomfortable for you, but I encourage you to keep it up for 24 hours to see how many people viewed it or interacted with your story. And it's a great way, absolutely great way to get feedback. There are options in Instagram stories for polls and questions, and they make it so easy for people to direct message you from a story. It's amazing. That is hands down one of the best reasons to use stories, is to get that feedback from your audience. There's just nothing better. So this is going to sound silly, but you must think about your story like a story. I know it sounds really simple, but trust me on this. I started, and so many other people do, just started posting things. Here's my morning coffee, and here's this, and here's that, and here's that, right? The best stories that you're going to have, I totally encourage you to have some random things that come throughout your stories, but if you are ever thinking of trying to get feedback on something, or testing a message, or seeing what your audience thinks about something, asking a question, whatever it is, think about it in terms of a story. And what I mean by that is a beginning, middle, and end. So it can be that simple. It could be 3 frames of beginning, middle, and end. It doesn't have to be an hour-long story. Let's not go crazy here. The easiest way to do this is just to write it down. I start sometimes, I don't have to do it as much now, but when I first started, I would just start a note either on my phone or on my computer and say, okay, what do I want to share with my audience today on a story? And I would think about it and think, okay, well, I'm going to be speaking at a presentation today, and that would be cool to highlight, so maybe I can build something in about that. And then I have the story, and at the end, I ask for a call to action. So whether it's saying if you like something, direct messaging me, or responding to a question or a poll that I put in there, that is the call to action. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking information here. It could be, do you like coffee or tea? It really doesn't. It's just getting feedback from your audience. It could be anything. It could be anything that you want. It doesn't have to be super serious all the time. It can be a lot of fun, but just thinking about it in terms of a story is going to make your life so much easier. So some quick ideas for using stories is the best way that I have learned how to use stories is to watch them. So I watch other people's stories and I get so many ideas. I'm not stealing from them by any means, but you'll start to realize like, oh, I really like that they did that, or I don't like that at all. Those are great things to figure out. So just start by watching other people's stories before you start doing your own. Some behind the scenes. Oh, how people love behind the scenes. So you all know I'm in yoga teacher training currently, but I've been a yoga student for a really long time. And I love to hear how yoga teachers prepare for their class, if they meditate every day, all of these things. Like, I'm super curious. It is like yoga teachers are celebrities. Kind of weird to think about it like that, but you are, even though there's not a stage, you are up front of a room, you are filling this role of the teacher, and people love to know the behind the scenes. So don't be afraid to share things like, how you prepare for a class or what you do outside of teaching yoga, because that's not your whole life. It's a lot of it, but it's not your whole life. So share some more about that. You can also share your classes. Maybe it's not a class because you might not have permission to do that, but you could share how you prepare for a class, and you could go through the entire sequence yourself and just show that. That could be in your home or outside, whatever it is. And you share that in little 15-minute increments and get some feedback. Even if it's not the whole class, maybe just a short snippet of a whole class, and talking about the theme of the class or what you've been focusing on is great information. And then sharing things that you like. People like to know what other people like. Now, this isn't like a product endorsement, although it could be, but it's more like, what foods do you like? What restaurants do you like? Be sure to tag the restaurants when you are posting about them in their stories. What, yoga clothes. People love to hear about what yoga clothes. We're all very particular about yoga pants. We have those pants that look really cute, and then we put them on and they are terrible to practice yoga in. So talking about your favorite yoga clothes or your favorite recipes that you make at home. What does your home look like? That sort of thing. You get to put the boundary of where that cutoff is of what you want to share online. But it's really exciting to share a little bit more about you personally, because it will just help you connect. And then a resource that I want to share with you, which is super amazing, and it's free. There is a paid version, but I use the free version. It's great all the way around. It's called Cut Story. And Cut Story, what it does is you take your video. So if you took a video of a class or of whatever you're doing, talking to someone, interviewing a student, whatever it is, you take that video, upload it to Cut Story, which is just an app. It cuts it into the 15-second increments. What a time saver. Huge, huge, huge. You'll be able to tell the difference. It's so nice because you can tell who is taking 15-second increment videos of themselves because they pause. With Cut Story, it's seamless. It snips it at 15 seconds and then creates the next one. So it's really seamless and very, very nice. So have fun with stories. Tag me in a story. I would love to see your stories and give you feedback, celebrate with you because you're trying it or making more efforts to use stories. Have fun. Until next time. See you later.